imagine staying home with your kids, you probably expected to feel many things. Tired sometimes, stretched sometimes, overwhelmed on the hard days. But there's something that happens to your body in the stay-at-home mom season that nobody puts in the job description. When it builds up over time, it can leave you wondering, why do I feel so maxed out before the day even starts? Why does everything, the noise, the touching, the constant questions, feel like too much? Why can't I just reset the way I used to? If you've ever ended the day so depleted that you couldn't even enjoy the quiet, well, sister, this episode is for you. Today, we are talking about what actually happens to your nervous system in this season and how you can finally give it the rest it is asking for. Are you tired of holding everything together, feeling like you have to do it all alone, and want simple steps to feel supported? Do you want to have guiltless rest and finally feel like yourself? You're in the right place. Hey sis, I'm Dorcas, a Christian, a life coach, a called mom, and your safe place to be seen. I learned the secret to rediscovering my identity and feeling like me again through small, intentional shifts that brought clarity and confidence back into my life. If you're ready to stop feeling like you've lost yourself in motherhood, be confident again. So whether you're listening while picking goldfish crackers out of the couch cushions, or wondering why someone left a half-eaten banana in your purse? Really, guys? Let's go multitask somewhere and let's you and I have a chat. Before we get started, if you've been feeling like you're doing this season alone and just need someone who gets it, I want to invite you into my free email community. It is a space built specifically for Christian stay-at-home moms who are tired of feeling unseen and unsupported. Every week, I share encouragement, scripture, and practical tools to help you feel more grounded and more like yourself again. Because it's not about managing your home. It's about restoring your peace. Scripture reminds us that God is not a God of confusion or overwhelm, but of peace. Sometimes we just need help bringing that peace back into our everyday lives. My sweet sister, you don't have to keep doing this alone. Sign up for the email with the link in the show notes. I want to tell you about a time where I thought I was losing my mind. Everything felt too loud. The kids were loud. The TV was loud. The questions someone asked me from the other room while I was already in the middle of something else felt loud. I kept thinking, I used to be able to handle this so much smoother. I used to be the person who could juggle 100 things and completely stay calm. Now I was unraveling over someone asking me what was for dinner. Sorry, child. I'm so sorry. I remember one afternoon, the kids were all home. The house was chaos, and my husband walked in and said something completely harmless. I don't even remember what it was that he said. I just started crying. Burst into tears. Not sad tears, not overwhelmed tears. You know, the kind that come when your system has been holding too much for too long and finally it tips over the edge. He looked at me like he didn't even know what to do. And honestly, neither did I, because I didn't know what was happening to me. I just knew something was wrong. What I didn't know then, what nobody ever told me, was that my nervous system had been in overdrive for so long that it had forgotten what regulated even felt like. I was living in a constant state of overload without a single tool to bring me down. Maybe that's where you are right now. If that is you, my sweet, sweet sister, I am here to help you. I'm going to share the things that I learned on how to prevent and prepare for that season so overload does not take over and you find yourself a crying ball of mess. Like me. Okay, so number 1, learning the hidden signs of your nervous system is going to overload. If you don't recognize the nervous system is in overload, you are guaranteeing a full meltdown mode. Your body gives you warning signs long before you hit this point. Once you know what to look for, you can catch it early enough to actually do something about it. The signs of the nervous system overloading does not always look like falling apart. Sometimes it looks like other things. Let me share. Irritability that feels disappropriated to what actually is happening. Like you're just irritated from like the smallest little thing. Your kid drops a pencil or a crayon or even a Lego and you're just ready to lose it. Okay. Hypersensitivity to sound, touch, or even light. That feeling that your skin is crawling when someone touches you. Oh my gosh, I've so been there so many times where I just don't want anybody to even just, don't talk to me, don't touch me, don't look at me, just pretend I'm not even in the room right now. Difficulty making small decisions like what to make for dinner. I can remember something as simple as trying to determine if I was going to wash the whites first or wash the darks first. And I went back and forth in my head for probably about 10 minutes. And in the end, it was like 2 white shirts and 7 dark shirts and a bunch of other dark clothing. And it was just like, why am I sitting here trying to figure out what to wash? Just wash the clothes, right? So yes, having a hard time making decisions. Emotional flatness. You're not sad. You're not happy. You just feel nothing. I definitely can relate to having that moment. The urge to disappear, kind of like before where you just don't want the hypersensitivity. So you want to just lock a door or sit in your car or be anywhere than where you are right that moment. You just want to escape and disappear. Trouble sleeping, even when you are exhausted. A low hum of anxiety that never goes away. All of these things I can 100%, 1,000% relate to. I experienced them all. So does that sound familiar? Like, can you relate to that, sis? This isn't about being dramatic, okay? This is just calling out what those emotions are and actually putting a name to it. So that way you can say, okay, I'm having a moment where I'm feeling really irritable. Or you can say, I'm having a difficult time making a decision. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm overstimulated right now, but you're just putting yourself in a position where you are becoming very aware of the emotion that you're experiencing or the thought process or the fog brain, whatever is happening, and see it as a warning sign, not just something that you need to push through. Okay, an activity that we're going to do, I'm going to encourage you to do, my sweet sister, to start knowing and being aware of these emotions and feelings that you're going through, is you're just going to write down your top 3 personal warning signs. You can start with the examples that I gave you. I talked earlier about the hypertension or having the difficulty making the decision or the emotional flatness. You want to take a moment and just really be aware of what those emotions are, because those are the specific things that are happening in your body before you hit your breaking point. Remember, this is starting with awareness. You cannot respond to something if you haven't learned how to recognize it. All right, next one. Understand why your stay-at-home mom life is so hard on your nervous system. There is something nobody puts in the stay-at-home mom job description. Your environment is one of the most neurologically demanding environments a human being can be in. Your nervous system was not designed to constantly deal with sensory input without any breaks. So the noises, the touching, the emotional demands, the mental load, the decision fatigue, the interrupted sleep, the no transition time between all your daily tasks. Most working adults get a built-in buffer between their work life and their home life. You don't get a commute, right? You don't have an office to go away from. You have no buffer. You wake up every day to your job and you still go to sleep at work, where you're working all the time. So there's never a time for you to shut down and shut off because you are constantly on, which is why the nervous system really never gets a rest. And this is why that signal of knowing when it's safe and when to come down just never gets really initiated because you're constantly on the go. I want to share with you scripture from the book of Psalms that really is comforting in the situation that we are talking about. It was comforting to me. It is still comforting to me today. And I just think it'd be really helpful for you. So please, Psalms 23, 1 through 3a. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. Notice what God says here. He makes me lie down, not he waits for me to take time to rest. He makes me, because God knows what a nervous system that is wound up and constantly on the go really needs. It needs rest. If it doesn't get rest, it doesn't get the chance to restore. You were not designed to run at full capacity forever without restoration. Once you have written down those three things, those top three things that you find yourself always experiencing, let's identify for one moment in your day, even a small moment, where you can build in a buffer before that activity or that emotion, takes over. Before the kids wake up in the morning, or maybe during nap time, or 10 minutes after school, or, now, I don't know where you are in the world, but maybe your kids are still in school, but maybe some of you have kids at home that are in summer school. Maybe some of the kiddos aren't even at school right now, but you need to make sure that there are times that you are pausing and taking a break. You can even take a few minutes to pause before you go on to the next task. This is so important because your nervous system needs to be reminded what the signal is, that you are safe, that we are safe, that we can come down now, and we're not amping ourselves up, but we are winding ourselves down. One of the things that I grew to really appreciate is, especially in the evenings when a lot of things were kind of done, even if it wasn't done to perfection, I knew that the kitchen was okay. I could walk away. It looks decent. The kids were settled, or the kids were already in bed. I picked up coloring, and I got a couple color pencils. I found a very neat, intricate coloring book, and I would just sit there while the TV was on or listening to a program, whatever, and I just colored, and it was very relaxing and soothing. And it became something that was a part of my evening routine. It was part of my wind down time. And it made it very easy for me to get into, okay, now that I've done that, get ready for bed, lay down for bed, sleep. Yes, I probably still had many interrupted evenings, but the routine that I set up for my body just helped me deal with situations so much better, where I wasn't melting down constantly. Okay, last but not least, give your nervous system a real rest. There's a part that took me the longest to understand. Rest and reset are not the same thing. You can sit on the couch, scroll on your phone, or for like an hour and feel more depleted than you did when you originally sat down. Your nervous system doesn't reset from passive consumption. So the scrolling, the endless scrolling, the TikToks, Facebook, Instagram, whatever you're doing, all of that scrolling and scrolling, it's not really resetting. It's definitely not giving your nervous system the rest. It takes rest from specific intentional inputs that signals to your brain it's time to reset. When your nervous system is in overdrive, it is running a threat response. It thinks it needs to stay alert, stay ready, and stay on. The only way to turn that off is to give your brain and body proof that it's safe to come down. Here's something I would like you to try. There are breathing exercises that you can do. You can find them on YouTube, where it's just a series of breaths that you do in and out of your nose, alternating your nostrils. And it's just designed to really help calm your body down, to take you just down to that high tension, nervous, fully ready to just melt down mode, to just easing yourself back down, teaching your brain and your body that it's okay to be calm and it's okay to reset. One of them, I know you do a series of, breathing in for 4 counts, then you hold it for 4 counts, and then you release it for 8 counts. The longer exhale activates the body's calm response. So even if you don't go on YouTube and find a breathing, I think it's nose alternating breathing video, you can just take that 5-minute break, maybe in the bathroom, maybe in your car, do the 4 count breathing in, hold it for 4 counts, and then slowly release it for 8 counts. Cold water on your wrist or your face also helps interrupt the threat response almost immediately. Even if you go to the kitchen really quick and you just quickly are splashing cold water on your face or your wrist, again, it's going to give you a quick, immediate response. Stepping outside for 60 seconds. That natural light from the sunlight, the fresh air, also signals safety to your nervous system. Putting your feet flat on the floor and pressing down into the grass or into the ground. I love doing the pressing into the grass. I think this is called grounding. Please don't quote me on that one. Again, do your research. But it is that action of just having connection with the earth, God's green, beautiful earth. Or even if it's, if you don't have green grass, just get outside into the outside in the sun. All of that environment can help reset your nervous system and teach it to come down and teach it that you are in a safe place. Any one of these done consistently does start to teach your nervous system that it is okay. It is allowed to come down. Now, ideally, a day spa could also fix this problem. And yes, I am all for the day spa, but we don't always have that kind of time. We got kids to take care of. We got things to do in our house. So, day spa, fantastic if you can do that. But if you can't, you can do breathing exercises. You can put the cold water on your face or wrist. You can step outside for a few moments and you can get your feet connected to the ground. You only need about 2 minutes and a built-in signal that says you're safe. You can start to rest. You can trigger yourself to calm down and quickly get in that safe mode so you're not getting to the point of melting down. So today, if you've been feeling frustrated with feeling overstimulated every single day and wondering why you cannot hold it together, I want you to remember this. First, learn your hidden warning signs. Your body tells you before you hit the wall. Learn to listen early. Second, understand why the stay-at-home mom life is so hard on your nervous system. You weren't designed to run at a full capacity with no transitions and no resets. That is not weakness. That is biology. Third, give your nervous system a real reset, not just a rest. 2 minutes of intentional calm teaches your body it is safe to come down. You're not broken, sister. You're overloaded, and there is a difference. Start there. Hey, Mama. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds and share it with a friend who is deep in the chaos and could use it today? Also, please leave a quick review for the show on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Remember, you are my inspiration, so your review lets me know I'm blessing you. Don't forget, set up automatic downloads so you'll never miss an episode. Alrighty, I'm off to dance to the exit music, top off my iced coffee, and pretend I didn't just hear, "Where's Mom?" being yelled from the other room. I'll meet you soon for another episode. Bye, beautiful.